All right, we are live and ready to go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. I'm joined tonight by Vab and Johnny Builds. Um, Tonight is going to be just kind of like a whatever we feel like doing stream. Um, I don't have a whole lot I want to build, and I think Johnny's going to be building some old stuff. I don't know what Vab's going to do, so I think I'm just going to assemble Bricklink parts or lists for a little bit, and then if I get tired of doing that, I'll pop open a dream set. So that's where I'm at. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good. Ben, how about you?
I am good.
Good.
I'm doing a parts list.
You're doing a parts list.
I'm figuring out what I currently have and what I still need to get as far as the monorail goes. So that's what I'm working on.
Right. If you run into any old part, oh, no, I was going to say, I almost said I can send you any old parts from the monorail that I might have that you might need. But then I was like, but if I ever want to build it again, I won't have those parts again. So never mind. Yeah, the ones that might be trickier, like the battery packs, um, the engine or the motor for it that's on the cart in the middle.
Motor, I luckily have. The battery pack, I do not have, but I found it on Bricklink, at least prior to sudden crash. I
Yeah.
found it pretty cheap.
Good. Missy's in the chat. Hello, Missy. How are you? I hope you're looking forward to our um, sorting party this weekend for the Mars base. It should be fun. I am hopefully we'll be in and out in the 6 hours allotted. I know James has booked his office for 6 hours, so I don't think it'll take that long, but you never know. Um, so we shall see. And yeah, since the last stream, Bricklink was down for like from Friday till yesterday, so like 4 or 5 days. That was what's up, James? Yeah, so I say this selfishly. I want everybody to be able to get their stuff, and I want us to do it and get it done right, and everybody leave with the parts they've paid for, and be able to like make sure the place is clean and set up right after we leave. But also, I'm like, Beth has made some plans with some coworkers to meet at a place at 6, and I'm like, oh, I got a Lego thing that goes right up until 6, and I was going to borrow her car because her car is bigger than mine and can carry all these boxes. And she's like, well, I don't want to drive your car. And I'm like, so we got into a huge fight last night. It was not good, but we've worked it out. It's fine. But I'm like, we're done at 6. We're done at 5:45. You know, I don't expect there to be a big problem. It's only 150 parts, so it's not like we're getting a ton of things from lug bulk or something. So hopefully that'll be in our favor to get done quickly. But it's also like, instead of just bagging up parts, we're going to organize it by model, make sure all the models are accounted for, and then basically dump everybody's models into their bags. And I don't think that part will take very long. So we'll see. You know, this is only the second time we've done this, and I don't have a memory of the first one, so we'll just have to see how it goes. We'll take pictures and, you know, whatever. And then once that's done, we've got a week to build something for the meeting the following week. And I have an idea, but I haven't started it yet. So yeah, so that's what's going on. Here's the beer for tonight. For those of you who joined to figure out what new beer is going to be had, it's another what's it called? Brain just shut off. Martin House, the pickle beer people, and this is apple pie. It's apple sour with graham crackers, marshmallow, and lactose. So it's gonna have kind of a creamy orange Julius flavor kind of thing. And there's your can art. So hopefully this will be better than the last ones that I got that were supposed to right up my alley, like caramel latte, imperial stout. I'm like, oh, that sounds delicious, and it was terrible. It was not.
But will it be good is always the question.
Yeah, will it be good? Because so HEB, my HEB does singles, You can just buy one can. It smells like instantly smells like an apple flavored Jolly Rancher. Like that's immediately like, and it's a sour. Oh, it hurt my throat.
Oh, I love a good sour.
Yeah, but this isn't. This doesn't taste like a. Oh, that's really good.
It's not a whiskey
This-
sour though.
No, it's not, and it's not like a sour, like a straight. There's a group here, a brewing company called Blue Owl, that does sours,
Oh,
and they're very tart, but they're also like you get a bit of gut rot because it's just so. It's not acidic, but it feels very acidic. This is with the lactose in it. It's very smooth, so it's still got the tartness to it, but it's a very smooth flavor. It's really good. I like it. I would get a 4-pack of this, but it's probably $14.
so these are the
What do we got?
instructions I was talking about for the train set that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a very old-looking train.
So this is the monorail that you're doing? You're
No,
not doing
this is not the
space-
monorail.
Okay.
This is just in the same box. I kind of separated things as I was doing these giant bins of stuff, but it is definitely old style, old Lego.
Yeah, it's a spot the difference.
Yeah.
So I had a question, and I'm going to put this is the opinion that I was going to ask everybody. Knowing how Bricklink does its wish lists, or how it doesn't do its wish lists, or want lists, so it doesn't allow you really to combine them, right? You can't say just smash these two wish lists together, and I get it, because if there's similar pieces, they have to do behind the scenes tweaking on their database to be able to figure out, okay, this part and this part are the same. Now I have to add these two
Hi, Greg.
columns together. What's up, Greg? And I get that it's a deeper process than just like combining two lists.
Right.
However, let's say you've got 20 different models that you want to source parts for.
Right.
In your opinion, chat, weigh in on this too. Would you rather, let's say you've got 20 speed champion cars, or that are your own design, or 20 spaceships, or 20 different flowers, or tree vignettes or something. Do you think it'd be easier to go through, because there's several different ways you can do it. You can upload each of them and create your own wish list, or your own wanted list. Is it wish list, wanted list?
It's a wanted list, I think.
It's a want list. And then one by one go through each one and say, I've got the parts for this. These are the parts I need. And then every time you do a parts you need, you just dump that into one big list, right? Or create, put all your models into one thing and upload that as one want list, and then go through each of those parts. So it
that's
gives you the same result where you have just like a big bucket of parts that you end up getting. But there's another way you could do it where you can combine XML lists. You can actually export out of here to a CVS as well.
Right.
If you do the model info, it gives you the option
Well, can you
from your
import?
part list. Huh?
Can you import that CVS file?
No, you can't.
See, if you could do that, then it would probably be easier, because then you could kind of source your own list and combine the CVS file all together and everything, and then bring it in, and that would be nice and easy.
So you can create a new list and see the share feature coming soon. There is a way. It's an old. Where is it? So you can go to upload here, and you can upload a file from your computer, and it says it can do. It's from like the design files. It's not from like a CSV or anything. Or you can upload an XML format. The problem is Studio doesn't export an XML format. It exports a CSV. Which I think is hilarious. I'm like, you guys didn't even build it with that in mind, right? Export it to an XML, and that way you can upload it to the want list, which I think it does behind the scenes anyway. So Missy says still keep the individual list. Combine in Studio, otherwise you need to export from Bricklink and import into BL. So put all the models in one file and upload that list. All right. I was thinking, so that's the thought I had last night was like, instead of uploading each individual one, and then what you do is like, you go through each of these, you go through each wanted list. So this is usually what I'll do is I'll come in here and I'll say, all right, this is the wanted list for that whole set. I'll go through my pieces and go, okay, I have this, I don't have this. So I'll click on that. And then I have all these, but I don't have that. And then I don't have that. Right. And then you go through and figure out which ones you don't have. And then you copy to a new wanted list. And then you can give it a name. Right. Or you can copy to an existing list. So what you can do is for every model, come in here and do the same thing and copy it to that one big list. Right. Or like everyone has said, put all the models together and then have one big list that you source everything out. And then you just buy off that whatever's left. So that's the option. That's what I'm looking at right now. So Missy says two different things. I think put all the models in one file and upload that list. Still keep the individual lists.
Yeah,
I think that's two different things.
No, what she's saying is you want to keep your individual lists separate, like say on paper, but put all the models into a studio file and then upload upload that to your want list. That way you have a mass of everything and you can just go through, click on what you have and what you don't need. You can remove it, and then you have a full list of every model for that.
That's chewed up a little bit.
Yeah, it is.
I'll have to get a new one of those.
And say that, finish that, Bob, and then you have a list for every model that.
Yeah. You'll have a master list of all the parts, and then you have your separate list for each individual model. I believe that's what Missy's trying to say is just dump everything into one file on Studio, but keep your list separate so you can do your.
Well, that's the thing. I haven't uploaded any of these to Studio yet. So I've got a few already in there. So the first process would be to upload all the individual ones to a wanted list in here. Then to have, right? Just to have, because doesn't matter how many wanted lists you have. But then when I start going through and looking for the parts, then do all the models together and have one big list that I then pull out what I have versus what I need to buy. So I'd have like all my backups just in case, but then I have a master list of all of them together.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty much how I do it. So when I get done, say, designing one of my stuff, I mean, I'll throw a full wanted list for that that model or models on the Bricklink. I'll upload it to my want list. Then what I'll do is then to space out the orders instead of buying all at once, I'll go through and say, okay, this is the stuff I need for this section. So I'll make a separate file on Studio, cut when I want out, and then I'll set up a separate list. And I'll do that.
Your mic went weird there for a second.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, now you're good.
Fluctuations.
Well, and I don't like the sets themselves aren't terribly big. They're not going to be anything as big as like what you've been working on. I think the biggest one's probably going to be about, I don't know, 700 pieces maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the same. It's the same. Well, it's a different process, but it's the same thing. I'll have a full master list of every part in there just to see what my price points are, and then I'll have a separate list. Mine's just backwards, where you're creating a bunch of you have a bunch of small models, and you're creating one master list. So mine's going backwards, where yours is going the other way.
Right. I get you. My only concern with doing one big one, and this is just personal preference, really, because everybody's going to do however they want to differently. Is that when it comes time to build, I won't have like a little bucket full of just the parts that I need.
Mhm.
I will have like with like one list of like these are all the parts I need for 20 models.
Yeah,
Now
and
I've got a lot of parts that I've got to
that's the downside.
sort
You would have
through.
to switch, or you would have to separate for each individual model when you get the
Mm-hmm.
pieces to come in. That would be about and that is time consuming. And so if
Yeah.
you did it just one model at a time, purchase. And I've done it that way too, where I've purchased just for one small model. I'll wait for
Right.
I know which sales are coming in, or the bags and everything are supposed to be coming in, and then I'll keep a track through it that way. So, I mean,
I've
it
done
all,
that for all my microfighters. Like I will
yeah,
literally order like 20 pieces,
yeah.
and then I wait till that comes in, and then I order some more, just so I don't get them confused. But it's also like I'm paying more for shipping when I do that. Like if I do one big thing and I break it up between 3 or 4 shops,
Exactly.
that's
So
less shipping.
it's your price point is going to be a lot cheaper if you do one massive order, because you're
Mm-hmm.
purchasing, saying, from one or two people versus 20.
My luck, I'd still like I do this thinking I'm going to save on shipping, and then it breaks up to 12 shops. I'm going to be like, oh,
Let me bring up, because I have this issue going on with mine right now.
well, you can also do like I like the easy buy on some of these
Sometimes that's
because
good. Sometimes it's not.
yeah, so like if you can get it to not be coming from Poland, you're like, okay, sweet. This is
Yeah,
all domestic shipping. That's great. Um,
30
but
bucks each on Bricklink.
oh yeah,
so
straight track is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I'm glad I have these, and they're in good shape.
Yeah,
I mean,
mine are actually in pretty decent shape. They're not chewed up.
you see all this stuff here, but now this is where, I mean, I got a ton of stuff in. I need to go through here
Hey,
and
Mayo.
What's up, Mayo?
and now on my default want list, this is the stuff I'm doing for my ISS. These are the parts that I'm missing.
Yeah.
And still, if I go buy all in US auto select, it brings up only these. Depends on what they have. It just brings up those two stores. And I'm hoping for just one store, because shipping right now
Mm-hmm.
is literally anywhere between $8 and $12.
Yeah,
Yeah, shipping is insane.
Yeah, shipping has gone through the roof ever since the pandemic happened. Shipping has just gone through the roof.
But
So
see,
I've
that
been
ain't.
using, for those who like to ship stuff, I've been using where did I put it? Pirate shipping? Pirate ship? You can't see that on that tab. This pirate ship, which is just, you print your own postage, but it saves you a little bit. So like,
Oh.
and this is only for like, I want to send, like when I was sending Cliff stuff, instead of him paying $20 in shipping, he paid $12 in shipping. Yay, that's the part.
Yay. This is the important part right there.
Yeah, that's the heart of the whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is pretty good. You have to sign up, but it saves you a couple bucks here and there. I don't think everybody else uses it, but whatever. And you do have to be able to print, and I don't have a fun label printer, so I just print it up on typing paper and tape it to a box, so it's fine. But yeah, this is pretty good if you want to use that. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is probably combining everything into one and then uploading it as one thing. And then I'll just sort it out once I get the pieces.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would recommend to do if you're looking to save money.
Yeah, I'm just trying to save a little on shipping because I don't want to nickel and dime myself to death.
Yeah. We want
Yeah,
to see.
and that's the other reason I like that, James. 100%.
I've never heard of that one. I'm gonna have to check that out.
There you go. You know what I wish?
A little bit of knowledge goes a long way.
This would do. I wish, because I don't think it does. I don't need that. I don't need that. I need that. Is I wish you could drag an IO file into the software. I don't know why they haven't done that.
You would think that because that's kind of like a basic feature of like current gen software and stuff like that. You would think
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, but Studio is
Well, I
not
don't even-
current software.
Well,
it's still
it's a glorified CAD program, yes, but
Yeah. But I think even with a regular CAD program, you can drag a
Oh, yeah.
file into it to open it.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and even if I did like right click open, it's got the association here. It just doesn't want to do it. So you have to open each one.
It's fun. It's nice how those move. It just slides. Whee.
Yeah, those wheels are nice. The delivery companies got greedy. Well, I think everyone is assuming that jet fuel is still a problem.
Or ship
And
fuel.
it's not. It's not as expensive as it was. But the curve of need and the curve of greed don't always line up together, and so we're at the back end of what was needed during the pandemic.
Well, I mean, they also do truck shipping too, and those diesel prices are astronomical.
Yeah.
Figure per gallon.
Yep.
Do I already have a charger? Which one do I have? I have a Strider. Each one. And I'm going to go ahead and save this as master list. No, not master list. Master.
Master Vader.
Whoa.
Vader, come on.
Oh. Either way, I don't care.
Wait. Where was your head going? Wow.
I was thinking of a debate club.
I was thinking of putting worms on a hook.
Wow.
You guys are all sickos in the chat. I can tell you what. Did a corruptor, Deathbringer. Oh man, this is gonna be.
Oh man, that thing is enormous. That's what she said.
500 pieces. It's not terribly big.
It looks it though. I mean, I guess it depends on the pieces you're using, because
I can't wait I want to see that in person. I would.
Yeah,
love
I
to.
want to see if this thing. I want to see the legs hold up.
it
That's gonna be
probably
fun.
could if you use the right joints. You know what I mean?
Well, I think with 6 click joints, that none of these are ball joints because I didn't care if they swiveled. They should swivel because they kind of like have to walk crab-like.
Mhm.
But honestly, this thing doesn't have to move. It just has to sit there and look pretty.
See,
I
like
almost didn't do hinges. I almost just brick built these so they wouldn't move. And I'm not opposed to like going back and doing that.
I don't know if you saw me building him, but he has 2 tiny ball joints in each leg, like very
Really?
small ones, and it is stiff as anything, and he has no problem, staying up or whatever. And he's 600 some odd pieces. It would be very similar.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, and I've done the small pieces, the small ball joints, not the big ones.
Yeah.
The small ones in some of the other machines, and just having a little bit of leverage on one side of it, it drops it.
really interesting.
Well, and that's also not like it's hooked in like a hip and it just
Right.
has to do this. It's hooked in like this, and it's got a big bit of weight out here that's going to bring
Oh.
it down.
Oh, I see. But yeah, 2 of them seem to be very, very good. I mean, like almost better. And see, what they do is they have 2 axles, one in through the top, one through the bottom. And party next for sorting party, yay! I'm always down for that. We can discuss real whole eggs.
Yep.
But yeah, and I've come as I've been building some sets and things. and looking at the way Lego does their stuff, like you would think, okay, one ball joint, that's all you need. Whereas the two smaller ones are way more efficient and better for that type of build.
Yeah.
So the techniques obviously matter. So
Why were these green? Oh well.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, maybe not ball joints fully, but like, yeah, some kind of rotational joint.
I'm okay with it because it like they can go back and forth, and so I mean, I'm not entirely worried about it. I
long
was
as it
mostly
holds
going for the look, so we'll see. Look first, functionality later. Especially if it's going to be like, ideally, I want to put all these up on like Rebrickable and stuff, but they are mostly just going to be for a display next year. So it doesn't have to, like, it's not motorized where it has to move and stuff.
We're gonna try to see that display in person, right?
Yes, that would be great.
If it's doable.
Things are not moving too well for that right now.
Yeah, things can change. All right.
Okay.
So I got both of those now. Good. So neat how these swivel so much. Like, I always thought that like the monorail had like two sets of these things, like on each long part, and then I was like, oh, it only has one, and then the motor in between, keeps it balanced.
Oh, you know what? Mandela effect. I'm with you. I thought they had like two cars on each thing.
So each one only has one of these swivel, and then
Is
its
this
car.
the Futron monorail?
Yep.
Wow. I'm
So
gonna have
this
to go look at
goes-
my pieces because I
Yeah.
swore they were different.
Yep. Your
Care to
Q2
talk about your
Jim?
Q2 stadium? Hey, I've made it big time, y'all. Alibaba has stolen my Q2 stadium.
What?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And zero you can do about it.
Yep.
Nothing you can do about it.
Well, welcome to the club, man.
Yeah.
Well,
so I've officially made it as a Lego designer because somebody stole my design.
So what you do is you link to that page and be like, hey, look, this is my design. I did this. So if you go to, if you care to buy it or whatever, just let me know, because at least you can tell people, hey,
Yeah, so I'd love to be able, because that's what I was thinking of doing, is just going into the feedback or whatever and saying, hey, this looks really like mine. If you'd really like to get it, you could come here and support the art. There's no way to leave feedback on the shop.
Oh, that's dumb.
So I've been sending messages to the person like every day going, hey, this is mine, take it down. Hey, this is mine, take it down. And I've filled out a form about IP stuff with Alibaba, and I've like contacted their customer support and all this stuff. And they're like, oh, we'll make sure to take care of it. I'm like, no, you won't. I was like, that page, the shop is full of like what are not their designs. I'm 100% sure.
Right.
That none of those designs are theirs, and you're not going to do a thing about it.
There was someone last week that said that Bricker Builds had stolen their design for something.
Who did?
So I can't remember who it was or what it was for, but they said Bricker Builds had stolen their design for one of the things that had most recently come out or something like that, and they
Bricker
had
Builds?
yeah.
I'm gonna look that up. I don't know that site.
Bricker Builds? They're the ones that do like the big giant Mario and Pikachu and stuff.
Wow.
Oh, you've never seen this site?
Never seen this site.
Oh, yeah. You sure you don't?
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
The Squirtle is one they just recently came out with, and he actually had sunglasses when you could first purchase him, so he looked like the cool version of Squirtle.
$1,200. Oh, for only $1,200 worth of parts.
Well, they get you all the pieces, and then I think it's like $50 if you just want the instructions.
Yeah.
So one of our lug members has some of them have like the bomb. I know one of them got the thwomp and the star and the mushroom. One of them, Kevin, has Mario, and he was bringing it to what was it? To our mall
The Home and
display
Garden
last
show.
year. Yeah, this past or the Home and Garden. No, it was beforehand. When he had first gotten it, and the head fell off. It was just a mess.
no.
He was
I
not
think
happy.
now that I look at it, I think we have a member who's built the Mario as well. I don't know if it's this one, but he definitely has a Mario. It might be this one. Who knows?
It's a substantial figure. I mean, like they are lots of pieces to him.
James, do you know? Because this seems like something Sin would do. Is this the one that he built? Because I know he's got one. These are cool. I mean, these are nice.
Yeah,
but
the sabers are actually pretty cool.
Somebody took something from here and did it, or they are.
They had something that was their original thing they were working on or had done or whatever. I need to find it because it was last week and I kind of skimmed through it, but I was reading and apparently it made it to a Reddit thing or whatever.
Where they're like,
I can find it.
Somebody stole your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like they were upset.
There's a Facebook group where it's like the other one was Venado or something like that, was another one of these hack sites that was selling other people's stuff. And I've actually found a few of my microfighters on there, and they actually are more responsive. So like I found that there was a thing on there, and I sent a message, and thinking I wasn't going to hear anything, I like went and contacted the site and got support and everything. Was like, we need to take this down and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they contacted the store, and the guy got kind of upset, and I found it hilarious because he's like, why didn't you wait for me to message you back? I would have totally taken it down. I'm like, are you getting sassy with me after you've stolen my design? Like what kind of gall do you have? Like, that's just ridiculous. Yeah, this is cool. I'll have to keep an eye on this site. These are kind of fun.
Yeah, they're constantly coming. I think the big one that like everyone was getting was they have Sting. Like you can do a buildable Sting, and there was also
the sword Sting.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then also like people were really big on like the Green Ranger's flute knife or whatever from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers
knife thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I can't find it. I'll have to look. But I think it was on Instagram or something like that. Like they were livid, obviously. But yeah, I can't find it right now.
Rounder is. Yeah, and I'm mad, and there's like I know there's nothing I can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's like nothing. I mean,
there is stuff you can do. It's just it depends on.
Will it have an effect?
You're willing to part with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like how many hoops do you want to jump through? And the other thing is, it's like they've got entire sections on IP theft and all this kind of stuff, and like you have to have it registered through international whatevers, and I'm like, I don't have that. I just have, my Rebrickable site from a year ago that says I uploaded it, and so screw you,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try not to look at my phone tonight because the Avalanche are playing, and I don't want to see the score. I don't want to see the score till later.
So I'm not sure how it goes together here, but this is how it goes. So
it just clips in there.
Yeah, it clips in there, and then this one goes in that side. So yeah. There's no. This is like your pivot point, and this will go up and down, and yeah.
So Sin's got a different. Okay, cool. He probably got his of Rebrickable or something, or maybe Brick Vault. I don't know who did it. Game.
There have been a few, but Mario to do one of that size and everything is just that's nuts.
I'm not doing a scrounger. Exact same thing.
But I would not I would buy the instructions and source all the pieces myself, because to spend $1,200, because it's actually not that many pieces. I forget how many it is, but it's something like how many is in the Mario? It's a couple thousand. So it's
I mean, to make it worthwhile, it'd have to be like 12,000.
It's not that many pieces. It actually says, like, if you click on it, I think it actually says like how many pieces it is. But like even still, most of them are just bricks, blocks and stuff like that. Now I'm curious.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it should be cheaper than 10 cents a brick if it's just bricks.
Right.
So if it's $1,200, then it's got to be more than 12,000 bricks.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
God, that's fucking big, that Stormbird. Holy crap, I didn't realize how big that was. Ugh.
So here it is. So here's Pikachu. Well, electric mouse life-size sculpture. So he is $650 for the entire thing.
Okay.
You can get the instructions only for $75. So
Okay.
how many bricks do you think he is? He's 19 inches tall.
19 inches tall.
Mm-hmm. So not quite the size of my AT-ATs.
Yeah, so it's got to be. And how much is it?
$650.
It's got to be 1,000 pieces, easy.
Oh yeah, it's definitely. Well, you figure 1,000 pieces is $100 roughly.
Right.
You know,
2,500. Or I'm sorry, 10,000 pieces. Sorry.
Yeah, 2,500 bricks.
Oh, that's not a good price.
No, the price point is awful, but lots of people go for the. And again, if you look at it closely, most of the bricks are just bricks. And I think most people just go for the ease of, hey, I
getting
can
it all
buy
at
everything
once.
And it's all sourced. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people if they buy my instructions, it's cheaper for you. And I actually created a list of instructions on how to take the model from Studio, upload it to your want list on Bricklink, and source it that way. And I told them, I said, and the price range varies too, because it depends on whether you're buying used or new.
And where.
And where. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I
purchased,
it's a whole dynamic that you have to go through. I mean, if you're looking for the cheapest price, you're going to be looking for close to a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So the Mario is $1,300 for instructions and the bricks. Guess how many bricks he is? He is, let's see, how tall is he? Does it say? Over 2 feet tall. So he's a little bit taller than the AT-ATs.
Right.
$1,300.
800 pieces. No, 8.
What are with the hundreds?
8,000 pieces.
4,787 pieces.
Oh, God, that's so bad.
It is bad.
2x4 bricks are so cheap.
Mm-hmm. And you've got some special pieces that are like little angled ones and stuff for like doing like the Mario hat and like the buttons and stuff. But other than that, most of it is normal bricks.
Yep.
I mean, they do really cool models, but some of the pricing is just.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I understand spending X amount on the instructions if the design's good.
Correct.
You're paying for the design. Paying way too much for the brick is like that just seems wrong.
Mm-hmm. Now this is a little better. So this one is the Black Saber that they have. Well, the Dark Saber, they call it the Black Saber life-size replica, and they do some good techniques as far as making it so that the saber stays together and everything is good.
Right.
So it's $200 for everything, bricks and instructions. You can't do just the instructions. $220. How many bricks do you think are there?
1,000.
Yep, 1,029. That's not as bad.
No, it's 20 cents a brick though.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And most of these I can tell, there's some more specialty ones in this one. There definitely are. So
I would imagine there's some Technic in there too to hold it together.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, they do a lot with the Technic where you go straight across, but then you're also using the snot brick 90-degree angle things to help, hold everything together. So it's kind of both. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. Someone tried to patent that. They were like, "Hey, this is a patentable technique." It's like, no.
Yeah, didn't they do it for the Tidarium shuttle's top wing? Isn't that?
Yeah, something like that. And it was just funny. They're like, this is a tech, and it's like it's Lego. Every technique, people do it.
Yeah. What is it? 9 billion combinations. You'd have to come up with 9 billion patents.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's
counted. Why the rule of thumb with Lego: you cannot patent, you can't copyright a technique. So if someone tries to say I copyrighted that technique, they are BSing you.
Yep.
What am I missing here? Broadhead charger. Razor, got that built. Snapmaw is built. Why don't I have that in there?
Snapmaw.
Spider, Ravager, Stalker is
And
built.
happy that I have these. They're a little scratched up, but I got both of them.
Oh man, those are my favorite. They're so scratched. They're so scratched because I didn't know how to take care. There's a way to de-scratch them.
Yep. I don't know what it is yet, but I do know. I've heard of people doing that.
Yeah, I think the problem with doing that is you can do it like once, and then it just the brick becomes very brittle after that.
This is another one that's like a very unique piece. Is this extra little?
Yeah. I thought those were super common, and I was going to build something the other day that required like 4 of them because I was trying to make something. I'm like, oh no, I only have 1 of these. You know?
Yeah, they are not common at all.
I think they were more common for the Blacktron in yellow, in the trans yellow.
Oh yeah. You're right. This also is very nice that we got.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's super important.
So I have the Megacore Magnetizer has those big domes in that neon green too.
Oh, the M-Tron one.
Yeah, the M-Tron one.
Yeah.
And so I theme bent that M-Tron to be Futron, and I used those 2 blue ones to be like the cockpit. I was like,
oh, nice.
This is a layup. This needs to be done.
I wish they made these more. They still made these. This is such a cool...
Yeah, those are great. Those are just fun playability pieces.
Mm-hmm.
A website where we can upload mock files. You get credit for quality digital mock files, which allows you to download other people's designs for free. Yeah, they should do that.
So like a credit system almost. Like if you upload something, it's like, oh, a credit system.
Yeah. I'd have so much credit because all I'm doing is microfighters.
I mean, size does matter.
70, yeah. So it's funny because sometimes I'll upload something. It's like it's too small. Doesn't even meet size requirements for Rebrickable. I'm like,
So what are size requirements for them? Like,
well, it's not the upload. It's like when I was charging like $1 for instructions, they're like, you can't make this premium. It's less than 80 pieces, and I'm like, okay. Well, fair enough.
That's interesting.
Also, I can't name them Star Wars things. Like I tried to name it a Y-wing, and it's like you can't do that. I'm like, all right, BTL Starfighter Bomber. And they're like, yes,
you gotta even watch Starfighter even. Well, no, I guess you've had the last Starfighter and other things, so I guess that.
Yeah, Starfighter I don't think is a trademarked thing. But by the same token, I could put B-wing up there, and it was probably fine. It's just like there's occasion they probably have some keywords that they put in.
Right.
So
X-wing
all right.
probably flag.
So let's do add to wanted list.
Oh, where was that in here? I didn't mark it.
Ruh-roh.
This is the slow way, but I want to do it this way so that I have all the pieces I think I need.
You know what's
and
funny?
then when I build this, I have them all. Oh, there they are.
Let's see if I actually have it. Maybe.
See ya, Mayo.
Bye, Mayo. Take care.
May your team win.
I was talking with Fickenbrook on his live stream tonight. He said he might.
Oh, the one he was doing on Instagram?
No, YouTube.
Oh, earlier tonight.
Yeah. He said he might stop by.
Oh, sweet. He's an awesome guy.
He is a lot.
What was that? I was moving pieces, sorry.
I said he is a lot.
Yes, he has quite the personality.
I felt because he was about to end his stream and he's like, I'll stay on for a little bit more so I can get a couple more likes on here. Everybody just left.
Aw, jerks.
yeah, I stayed on there just to chat with him and keep the stream going a little bit, and then he didn't get any more people on. So.
Yeah, it happens.
It does.
Well, I thought I was going to flex and show the original instructions for the monorail, but now I can't find them.
Oh, look, Ben, look, I got most of them.
Oh yeah, cool. There
I
you
don't
go.
have the cover. I don't have the cover.
That's about how good mine look. They're very wrinkly.
Well, it's pretty wrinkly. It's actually in good shape for what I have.
Why is this not?
What is that? That should not.
Close that
It's
page.
sticky. Oh, that came out. Good.
That page. I have too many browsers open.
The guy I got this from, like the whole bins and stuff like that, was funny because like he had the monorail, but like he didn't want to sort through it and figure it out, and he was like, I don't think I have everything. I'm like, you got a good bit of it. I'm not gonna mind this. But then like I told him I had the original Blacktron base. He's like, ooh, can I have your instructions? I'm like, what? No. He collected instructions for the bases for some reason.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't keep the boxes, but I keep all the instructions, and I have every instruction I've ever bought as a set, and I don't know why. There's no reason for it. I've scanned all the ones that have barcodes since 2018. There's no reason to keep them. You can get all the instructions on Lego site or Brick Owl or any other site has instructions. It's just me being a hoarder at this point. All right, so I'm a little worried about this. I can't upload from Studio.
Oh, those are white. Huh, interesting. Both of them.
So I figured out what one LDU is on Studio.
What is?
One LDU. One.
Oh, he doesn't know about the.
Yeah, he doesn't know about the LDUs. One of our guys in our lug, and he's like been very prophetic about figuring out all the one LDU connections.
Okay.
And an LDU
big measurement.
is legitimately
Okay.
that
It was really loud. Sorry, I cackled right into the mic.
No, it's true though. It makes you go like, what? Really?
Yeah, one LDU is if you are on your fine grid and you move your tile over just one. That is one LDU. That spacing between the edge here to the edge here. That is one LDU.
What does LDU stand for?
I will have to look that up.
Lego Dimensional Unit?
Something like that, yeah.
That can't be real. That's just got to be a product of the whatever the architecture of the software is.
He's gone through and cataloged all the one LDU connections that are, and there's about, I think he's up to like either 15 or 50, something like that. But they're legal techniques.
Okay, so he's looking for things that in real life can make that connection.
Exactly.
Which are going to be mostly tiles.
Not tiles.
Or clips sliding up and down things, or...
Yeah, and there was another one that he recently found, which I didn't even realize it was one LDU. Wasn't even thinking about it. Let me see if I can...
To what purpose is he doing this? Just for funsies?
Well...
Or is he that rigorous with his designing?
Some of it he needed for his design he's working on, and then he just got interested in the whole concept of that one LDU.
Wow.
And then he just started going on that.
Yeah, I think he got stuck.
That sounds like something my brain would not care about at all.
Yeah, and the way he explained it, my brain exploded.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give you a dumbed down version of what he was talking to me about.
Well, and the funny part is, I think between me and you, we're probably trying to avoid that.
Yeah.
Like anytime that I'm designing anything, if it's got that one LDU, that means I've screwed up somewhere else, and exactly. I've manually dropped it somewhere when Snap wasn't on, and now it's which like my problem, it'll be like I'm making a building, and somewhere down on the first couple layers of bricks, something gets thrown off, and by the time you get to the top, there's this gaping hole.
Yeah.
Because everything gets staggered a little bit. I'm like, oh god, where did I go wrong with this? You know.
This is one of them he found. This is a one LDU connection. Or these
You put those together like that?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's legal, but he said that this is a technique he found that is a one LDU connection. So typically we would build to this right here and have pin or a bar or whatever going through. But you can fit the teeth in between each other, and that would make it a one LDU connection.
You moved it twice. That's technically a two.
I get it, but in real life it would only be a one.
Got it. All right.
Right. I've seen that used before in certain Technic build things whenever they're trying to do, specific things. But yeah, it's a legal connection.
All right. So now I'm looking at. I have to see in the forums if anybody's reported anything. Yep, right here. Noon today.
Oh.
Can't upload a IO file to a want list. The whole reason I was mad that Bricklink was down was because I couldn't make a want list out of all these parts. And now it turns out nobody can. Yeah, so people go up this little shopping cart here and click it, and it does nothing. The glasses, they do nothing.
Interesting.
So now, until they get that fixed,
you're screwed.
Well, no, I don't want to upload it to my studio because then it becomes their property.
No, right, absolutely.
So you can do. Want to learn these price? Learn how. Add to wanted list. What if I click that? That doesn't do it either. All right. So there's another way to do it with exporting to CSV. And I know this works because I just did it the other day. So if you go into this folder, now there should be a master file CSV. Oh, and you know what? I don't have Excel on this.
Excuse me. Go figure. I had the hiccups.
I don't want to move it to OneDrive. I can upload it to Google Sheets. Yeah, this is great, Missy. I'm having a blast with this. Oh yeah, CSV file. Can I open it this way? Oh, it's right because it's automatic because I'm saving it to the drive. All right. So, now, so if I wanted to, I don't know if you've ever seen the XML files in a Bricklink wanted list.
They're nasty, horrible.
I mean, XML files in general.
Yeah.
Are terrible.
Yes.
What I don't get is sometimes how they're listed in there. Like, I like to see them all in color coordination.
Uh-huh.
One whole section is all by light bluish gray, and another section is red, blue, yada yada yada.
Yeah. Well, and you can. I think you can organize by quantity as well, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I think you can do either or.
When I was doing it my way, or did it the way, because I'm familiar with XML or whatever the Studio Excel. The program. I couldn't organize it anyway. I had to literally go in, cut the line out, and then paste it where I wanted. And when you have a 2,000 piece build and you're just trying to create a nice looking XML file for parts list for potential customers,
Yeah.
it becomes daunting.
Well, I can imagine.
Yeah, so this is what it looks like. Do I have TextPad? I can probably open this with TextPad. Might be easier.
TextPad. What about Notepad++?
Yeah, I should be doing that one too.
Definitely is useful.
Oh, I did always. God dang it. Oh yeah, it's so like. Actually, what I should be doing is opening it with a browser. So it breaks it down.
Prices are not bad. Huh.
Yeah, this isn't terrible, but it's. So if I want it, so here's the way to do it. Like if I'm not willing to wait for them to fix it, I have to come in here and take. Open this up in Edge anyway. Gross. So here's your basic. Your item type, everything's going to be a P. P for part. I don't know why that's still in there. Item ID, and this is a Bricklink ID. You don't have to change maximum price at all. You don't have to change minimum quantity at all. Actually, no, you do. Whatever number you want, you have to change minimum quantity. Condition, I think X is default any, but you can change this to C for complete. U for used, N for new, but I think X is any. Notify is, I've never understood the notification. I guess that's like if you have a part that's really rare and somebody puts it in their shop, it'll send you a thing. But yeah, the color. So I don't know what all these colors are, but luckily I don't have to because it shows up in the list here. So if I wanted to go through these, how many lines is this? 555 lines of parts.
That's a lot of parts.
Well, the other thing is because it should combine them because it's all one IO file. So at least I don't have to worry about going, well, I use this one part here, but not this one part here. The thing that I am worried about is the accidental times. Vab will understand this. The accidental times I put a 1x2 brick that has the tube, or no, it's just a empty on the bottom, or the 1x2 plate that's like an electric plate for some reason because it's close by and you just grab it, and it's not something you notice unless you're looking at it. You're like, why do I have this 1x2 plate in here? Oh, because I picked this stupid one that doesn't have the groove or has that little electric thing or has the wrong underside stud holder or whatever.
Yeah, I got rid of it off mine. I think there was like 2 1x4s. Anything that had a duplicate, I kind of went took off the
The only problem I found with that is the jumper plates, the 1x2 jumper plates. Some of the newer, like the ones with the stud holders, there's some colors that they don't have.
Yeah, no, I left the jumper plates alone. It was mainly the like the 1x4s, or the regular plate.
Yeah.
Because I had no need for them. They all have the anti studs on them, and then there's 1x4 plates that don't have them at all because they're clear plates.
Right.
That's frustrating. So yeah, so I could go through 500 lines.
Gosh.
And then go in here and make an XML sheet. I just get rid of all this, and then copy and paste it 500 times. I've actually asked a programmer friend of mine to help me out with this before, when I had some issues doing. I wanted to figure out how to combine, because you can't merge wish list. So I was asking him, I was like, if I had all these XML files, how would you go about doing this where programmatically, if this number, the item ID existed in another file, you could combine those quantities? He's like, oh man. He's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm like, okay.
Nope.
He's like, it's doable, but it's so janky that it's like the time you would save by having it write everything out, you'd double it by going through and verifying everything. He goes, it's almost easier and I've run into that a lot in my job, where it's like I could find a fun way to do this programmatically or with a script, or I could do it by hand. It'd take me 10 minutes to do it by hand, or it'd take me half a day to research the script that I'd need to get it to run properly. And I'm like, by the time the problem is then I get it done, and then like a week later, somebody goes, we need that again. I'm like, oh, now if I had that script.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. Oh, James, you assume I know anything about Excel. You know that pivot tables exist. I think I will just wait for them to fix it.
It's easier.
I could also, since it's all listed right here, this is the other thing. I can start by going through and like manually going, okay, I have this many pieces here, I have this many pieces here, and kind of just keep track, and then just build it out later. It's almost the same thing as like tweaking an XML list. So,
right.
You know, what are you gonna do?
Yep.
But because that's broke, I've got nothing else to do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sounds like a dream set for you.
What's that?
Sounds like a dream set for you.
I still didn't hear what you said.
Dream set? Yeah. Because you said if you didn't have anything to do, you'd just build a dream set. So
I got a dream set here. I'm going to build.
So what is this from?
Can you focus that a little more? I'm going to see if I can.
I'm trying. Come on, camera.
Oh, goodness.
Gosh. Come on. There we go.
Here we go.
Oh, now it's trying to refocus. I'll keep my hand back here.
So, it's got an air tank on the back?
No, it's got a clip, though.
It's got two clips. I don't know that that's Lego.
I don't know.
I thought it was Blacktron. One of the...
Nope,
No.
not Blacktron.
Weird.
I'm trying to see if it'll fit on a... It should. See if it'll fit on this guy. Yeah, it might be some on...
It might be like a...
all the way.
So the Atlantis stuff, their headgears were all red.
I didn't see a red mask, but I do have one. Let's see if this works.
Now I'm curious. Now I want to go look at Bricklink.
Yeah, the mask fits too.
Weird. That would be helmets.
Yeah.
No, I need to go to...
Because like anything else that would be like Mega Blocks or anything like that would not fit this good.
Yeah, that's true. So I would assume helmet with a clip would show up really easily, but it's not. It's got air tank, so maybe air tank clip.
And the one on the right is obviously bent, but the one on the left definitely looks like a Lego grip, a Lego clip thing.
Air. Because those are air tanks on the back.
Yep. Just like, actually, you know what? They look just like, very similar anyway.
Yeah, Aqua Zones were red. hot.
Unless there were evil Aquazone people.
Hey, look at this.
Did you find it? Waiting for the... There it is! Look at that!
I thought they were red.
I was
Black
close.
and-
That was my
black and
next
white.
guess.
Aquazone, nice.
Very, very good. Good job.
Um,
Fish. So, does it have a visor with it?
well, I'm gonna
Aw.
look up the stats.
It said no.
Hydronauts?
Hydronauts. 6089 is the part number.
Why doesn't it just have Aquazone? Catalog. I would have thought. Okay, search.
6089.
What am I looking for? Categories. NOPQ. Here we go.
Ah, okay.
Oh yeah. Well, no,
Yeah.
that's not it. That's just a helmet.
Okay.
That's not it. None of those are it.
I
Ah,
guess-
there it is.
That one is red.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You have one with a red mask on the front. This one is different. Oh, you know what? The red
Oh,
mask.
look at
is
that
the
one.
Top then. Oh yeah.
Look at that. I mean, it's not attached, but that's a great helmet.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe just the accessories have the one that's just a solid black.
Oh, so those. So that's what it is. Okay, so go back to the yeah. So those ones on the right, those three things are the different helmet parts that can go on top of this.
On the front.
Yeah. Because if you look at that figure, that
Yeah.
red one, yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
I
the
don't know
white
if
one
I
has
have
a
that.
blue one. That's pretty slick.
Which is funny that the visor still fits, and it fits correctly.
Yeah, that is weird. That's pretty cool. All right.
Look,
So
Mtron magnet. Mtron.
magnets.
Yep, Mtron.
I tried so hard to incorporate those into other things.
They lose their stickiness, so to speak, very quickly.
Yep.
That's why my Star Destroyer is falling apart always. And that's always an awesome horse.
Oh my god.
That's so cool. I love the skeleton horse.
I saw that when we were looking up. I was looking up all the animals
Oh yeah, yeah.
for the wheel. I should have given that to
Well, he put one in.
Kodiak. He put one in on the underside.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was awesome.
Everything's so bright right now. So I'm still hoping that I win the grand prize of all the dream sets.
That would be wonderful.
Oh, I'm not putting stickers on this, but look at all these fun stickers.
Oh look, I got him. Oh, that's a lot of stickers. Look, mini.
Oh, you got a mini version? Is that an actual thing?
Yeah, this is so what? A month ago at the Lego store, it was the thing that you could build there.
Yeah,
Was a
their like
mini
monthly
version.
build thing or whatever.
Now I turned mine into the Triceratops for our contest, but that's still it.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put up. Let's do instructions.
There we go. Got one of those hushed.
Yeah. Those are those the trans orange ones from the
Yeah.
Ice Planet?
Yep, I think so.
Did you guys see what's his name? Boone Langston?
Mm-mm.
Dressed up as an Ice Planet character for Halloween.
No, I didn't. I didn't see that.
Oh man, like his costume was so good. I was so jealous. Because it looks like he got help from like Lego money to make it.
Oh.
It's real. I mean, I'm sure he's a talented person, and he probably didn't. But it looked like one of those. It's like, man, you look like you were sponsored by somebody. It's at this point that I think the virtual camera would help. Then I could just get rid of my stupid face.
Oh, we like your stupid face. It's the hair.
So this is I used to play this game. I'm so excited about this. What? This is a single body piece?
What's that?
That can't be right. The lady's body. Unless there's another bag. 2, 4, 3. Nope, this is all of them. Here's her hair. Here's the fenders. Oh, there it is. Yeah, look at this. This is one piece for the body.
That's interesting.
And you have to put the arms on. It's these weird arms. So I used to play this game back in the day. And I really wish I had a better machine to do it on because I was playing on my laptop. It was called Albatross 18 or Pangea, depending on like the part of the country you were in or something. But it was basically like an anime golf game. And it had...
Uh-oh. Drink.
Everyone hydrate. It had all these things you could do. Like power-ups, depending on how you hit the shot. It would do, funny things in the air. And you could angle them just right and get like a hole-in-one and, do all this stuff. And you can customize your character and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I played so much of this stupid game. And it was one of those where like a slider would go across and you'd have to time it and hit it when it was in the green and do certain things with the keys to make the ball do certain things in the air. And got to the point where I was like trying to design my own characters.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so one of them was an old lady because they had like all these like kind of young kid and slightly older, like adult looking people, but they didn't they had like one old man. I was like, oh, you need an old lady to go with the old man. And so she looked like a mid 40s, early 50s kind of just soccer mom kind of thing. She was cool. But this lady reminds me of it.
I like it.
So the fun part is like the front is rounded, so it makes the body look kind of interesting. The fact that she's got this little backpack on the back is kind of hilarious too. Bab, I haven't asked you, what are you working on right now?
I am designing that upscale minifigure, but I'm going to do the...
See, that's the technique right there for the legs, right there.
Yeah.
Oh, those are the Technic balls, though, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so they're not like the really small ball hinges, right? They're like the big one.
No, those are the small ones. Two of them beside each other. Go ahead, zoom in on that. Yeah, those are the small ones that it just goes through. I mean, you can't get any smaller than that.
Yeah.
How do you get smaller? Not for Technic ones.
Oh, not Technic. I just meant in general.
Oh, yeah, you can do a smaller hinge, yeah, but to do this technique to make it work.
Yeah.
But
I thought you meant the ball joint was the really small ones that are like on the plates and stuff that I always use for everything.
Oh.
I was like, God, that is really... I didn't realize it was... That makes a lot more sense.
But I'm going to try to design the gray alien in that up larger scale.
Are you gonna make the head look like the Life on Mars alien heads, like the almond-shaped ones?
No, I'm going to try to do
That'd
it
be
just
cool.
like how the minifigure in the
minifig head.
the series, the minifigure series set. So
Got it.
and if I don't get it done today, I have a very long stream starting at noon tomorrow.
Oh, it starts at noon. All right.
Yeah, I want to have it start at noon, and it's going to go
Go through your
to whenever.
So go check this out tomorrow at noon. Noon Eastern, right?
Yeah, 12
So
Eastern.
11 for you Texans. 11 a.m. tomorrow.
I'll be on there all day tomorrow, so starting at 12 Eastern.
Pop in, pop out.
Yeah, and
Don't pop.
I keep on forgetting to mention this. Thank you to all the veterans that are out there. This weekend is Veterans Day.
Oh yeah.
It is.
So that's
Tomorrow.
kind of I keep on forgetting about it. I'm even a veteran and I forget about it. And that's kind of like why I decided to do it tomorrow, to start
Right.
and go to whenever.
So is it technically tomorrow or Saturday? Because I've seen both.
It's Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah,
I know
Saturday.
there's a couple-
Saturday, I have a full day planned. It's going to be nothing but feasting day.
Cool.
Nice.
We've got a couple offices that work with us that were asking if we were open, and I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't we be? And then I looked at the calendar. I'm like, oh, well, yes. And I'm glad we're going to be open, but that's cool that you guys aren't. It's funny because I built this digitally at one point, and now I'm remembering all the bits that I did. I feel like I've done this before.
Turtle van?
Yeah, because we did the nightmare version of it.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, why does this seem so familiar? Oh, right.
I was gonna say we did do it.
Yep. Well, Saturday, I think I'm going to be watching, because I think it's Saturday, I'm going to be watching the NWLS final is tomorrow. OL Reign and Gotham, I think, is playing. I'm going to try to watch that. No, not tomorrow. Saturday. But it's at 7 o'clock at night, and I think we're going to be at our pub, our tap room, hanging out. So I'll just bring my phone and watch it. Oh, another topic of conversation, and I want to be salty for a second.
Do it.
There's a discussion. There's a perpetual discussion on the land about, and I'm going to try to be careful what I say here, but there's a perpetual conversation about what you can do with lug bulk. Since we're all in a lug, we kind of know the rules to lug bulk. One of the rules is you can't sell it, right? You can't get all these giant bags of Lego and then sell it, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But everybody who also builds MOPs that they may sell the models for, or they may use it to make things they put on Rebrickable or Bricklink or something like that. They're like, now, what do you mean we can't sell it?
Right.
So
What?
it's this gray area, and I think the land probably makes the people who are on the land make it a little bit worse by being not really vague, but not really like nailing it down. And the general gist of it is like, don't get a giant box of Lego and then go try to sell it on your Bricklink store. That's basically it. Also, don't buy a bunch of this stuff to then use as like a project and then you're just sourcing the parts from bulk that you then build a thing that you sell as like a commission or something like that. Totally get it. I don't know what other gray areas everybody's kind of going for with this, but I'm like, you guys, it seems pretty cut and dried. I don't know why you're having a problem with this. But the discussion came up that, oh no, it wasn't even that. It was the leaks that are coming across. There seems to be a lot more leaks lately, and it doesn't really impact like general lug people. But the RFLMs, the people who have fan media, YouTube pages, Instagram accounts, that kind of thing, they're like, look, this is when leaks come out, it eats into our ability to kind of do this as we're supposed to do it, which is like we get pieces early,
right,
so that we can create content around it so that people see it and get excited about it and then go buy stuff.
Which bothers me in its own way, but we'll talk about that.
And that's kind of where I'm going with this.
Okay.
Is somebody said, they're like, well, you know, that sucks. And then one person commented, especially for those of us who use this, who this is our job. Like, this is how we feed our families.
Right.
And everyone's kind of like, your job is to be an RFLM. It's like, you don't get paid for that.
Right.
Like, I understand you get paid by YouTube or by Instagram or by Facebook or whoever you get your ad revenue from, but it's like, but if you got into this because you're a fan media and that's how you get your ad revenue, that's a little, like, if you were already doing, like, Jang Bricks he's not an RFLM, he just does this on his own.
Right. Yeah.
And he doesn't need it because he will just go out and buy a set that he likes and review it, and that seems to work. But for all the other people who are like, and this was why I was kind of like commenting on your Avengers Tower post or whatever.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
A million people are going to be doing it. We know when it's going to hit, which was like yesterday or today.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I feel really weird knowing that people are like, this is how I make money, is Lego sends me free stuff. I make a video about it, and I get paid by YouTube. It's
right.
like, then why can't I take my lug bulk and make a model and sell it on Rebrickable?
Right, exactly. I agree.
I'm still taking Lego's stuff and making money off of it. So it was kind of like, I didn't want to say anything, but everyone was kind of like, wait a minute, did you just say that? I was like, oh, I almost don't even want to get into it, but it was kind of.
No, I feel the same way because I look at, I mean, totally, great, they have a following, that sort of thing. But it's almost like, yeah, it's like given, things are given to them. They create stuff with it, and they just, they're reaping the benefits everywhere as far as that goes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that was, it wasn't really salty, but at the same time, I made that little meme to just be like, everyone's going to show the exact same images from Lego.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's like, who's going to be trying to get on there and show it first and be like, look, these are the official images. Everyone was doing it. The exact same images were popping up, and it was like, I don't care.
Well, and I feel like we're kind of in a different position because we're already adults who buy our own stuff, and we kind of do that. We've got our own money, we've got our own whatever.
Right.
I can see it being a big thing for kids to see that first.
Mm-hmm.
And going, oh, look, Brixie or whoever else that they follow has said that this is a really good set. Mom, can I go buy this?
Right,
Mom,
yeah.
would you buy this for me?
And totally get that being a thing that Lego wants to see happen.
Right. Because at the same time, you, me, Vab, James, Missy, whoever else are like, I don't care that they posted something on the YouTube channel. In fact, I don't watch those.
Mm-hmm. I
never watch those. Because like you said, everybody, all at once, here they come. Something must I can always tell when an embargo has been lifted because here come all the videos.
Yep. Because they have to be careful actually about doing it too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Like
oh yeah, there's rules against it, and that's why they get salty about like Costco and Target showing stuff on the street early and people buying it ahead of time. It's like, well, that's you know, if Lego was more careful about that, they wouldn't have put it in a presser or something with images, and they wouldn't have sent it to these shops that don't care. Like shops are like, we're gonna put it on our shelves, we don't care.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Everyone had seen. Everyone knew it was coming out, and like it was funny because I had heard way back, yeah, like everybody else, it was coming out that soon, or not that soon, but it you know, that's when it was leaked. And of course, you go to the Lego store, and they're like, yeah, we can't talk about that. But
Yeah.
you know, you knew that was what it was going to be, so it's just kind of funny.
Yeah, the whole I feed my family with this. It's like
It's like you probably shouldn't.
well, and it's like if you didn't get this, if you weren't an RFLM, what would you be doing?
Right.
Would you be buying your own sets and then still making videos about it?
See,
I mean, if you are, that's cool, but you know.
Right. What bothers me though is because of
I know some people aren't.
Right, and because they are in the RFLM, they have to skew their review. Otherwise, they don't. Most of them. I mean, some of them will say this isn't quite the the knife, but they'll say it in such a way that it's like not like
it's not real negative. Critical.
Yeah, and that bugs the crap out of me.
Yeah,
because essentially they're getting bought off, so to speak, and
they're shills. They're shilling for big plastic.
That, I'm sure.
Shilling for big plastic.
Has anybody seen the review for the set that shall not be named?
The Avengers Tower?
No, Chewbacca.
Oh no.
Oh.
I don't think I've seen any reviews for that set. I think except for maybe one.
Yeah, I don't like. Somebody in our group was like, it's not that bad. It's actually kind of a nice set. And I almost want to take their assessment of it over a bunch of YouTube channels that are talking about it. But at the same time, I'm like, are we talking about the same set? It's disgusting.
I would think that the build itself, like actually building it, would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
The end result is poopy.
Yeah.
Hey, but I recognize those instructions there, Vav.
It's the same thing as like a friend of mine went and saw a movie and really liked it versus I'm going to listen to Rotten Tomatoes about it. It's like a bunch of people who probably are, review bombing a movie versus that dude that you've known for 20 years and you can appreciate their taste and stuff.
Right.
Oh, here's these weird little bodies again. Weird little, like, green bodies.
Oh, is that the gloopy guy? The blob?
Yeah, Zlop or Zolp or Zolp or something.
Zloop or, yeah, I don't know. Something like that. Yeah, I mean, and again, every company, they have PR. That's what, they're trying to sell stuff. So they have their own PR things and stuff. It's just weird to me. And again, I understand why, but at the same time, it's weird to me when they are using people who stream and who are doing something that, like, people are going to depend, not everybody, but people that, watch these kind of channels and stuff and look for, like, all right, what's the next big thing coming out, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. They're going to depend on those types of people to be like, hey, give me your honest opinion about something before they're going to go and buy it. And when Lego's a great company overall. Most of the sets that I've ever built from them and stuff have just been techniques are, as I've gotten older, it's changed. It's more like, this is a cool play set versus like these techniques are really, like, for instance, like the Monkey Kid that I'm working on. I'm not going to play with that thing. It's just, there's some really cool techniques. I really like how they've done the ladders. It's kind of a neat looking set and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But
you just like the building.
Yeah, exactly. But like other people are going to be looking for, the true honesty with it, and I don't think they get that with those people that's their livelihood. So
Did you see any? Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. No, I was just gonna say that their livelihood is connected to being positive.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I'm wondering if that's like if they're just because I hear that. The problem is I don't watch any of these channels, so I don't know if that's the case. I usually see about 5 seconds of somebody going, Lego sent me this one thing, and I'm like,
I don't care.
Yeah.
Right.
But the other thing is, like, they may just love Lego a lot and are just really jazzed to get it and are always positive.
No one could be that positive all the
time. So the other thing is, like, did you see any reviews about the Venator?
Yes, I watched several of them.
Okay.
And
were they fan media reviews, and did they say these engines are droopy? Because that was like, if there's something wrong with the thing, you kind of want to know about it too.
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly. Like the vast majority of them were glowingly positive. I think there was only one, maybe two, but only one that I can recall that was like, the engines do sag a little bit, but you don't notice it, which is hilarious that they said it sags, but you don't notice it. But if you look at like one of the main images from Lego of the side,
yeah,
like
it's super obvious.
Any other angle would be difficult to see that, like, especially like if it was like kind of a top, coming overview, you wouldn't really notice the sag, but from the side, super saggy.
Yeah.
And then they're always like, well, they gloss over the fact that, like, well, it has no interior, but they have this cool little part with the hanger and blah blah blah, and it's like, yeah, they just completely ignore the fact that they could have made at least one or two little areas that could have been interiors.
Well, and what I can't figure out is from reading, and I'm not on the RFLM, the FLM portions of the LAN all that much, but I've never seen anything that says you have to remain positive about it, or there's the thing I think is happening is they remain positive no matter what, because they want people to hit their affiliate links and buy it.
Yeah, so I can see that.
They have to say, this is a great set, so people go buy it. Because if I get on there and was like, look, this set's garbage, no one's going to go buy
it. Right.
And I don't know if that's, like, I don't know if the LAN or Lego tracks that. If they, like, have people watch your stream and go, why are you always negative about it? It's like, well, why don't you make a good product? Like, I don't know that that's something that they monitor, and there's a reason they remain positive, or, I don't know.
No, I agree.
Because I applied to be an RFLM before I was the ambassador for the LUG, and I'm only the ambassador because the previous ambassador wanted out, because he'd been doing it for like 10 years. And he's like, no, I want to go back to just being able to like build and stuff. This is too much. And I agree. It's a dumb thing to do. But
that begs a good question, because I don't know this. What does being an ambassador limit you to, that you can or can't do, or whatever? Like, what is it?
Say that again. Sorry, I was reading something.
Oh, what is it that being an ambassador limits you to doing as far as like being a normal LUG member?
Nothing.
Okay.
The only thing that is like,
well, he said it was difficult.
So there's nothing I can't do as far as being a LUG member. Like, I'm not restricted in any way.
Okay.
To like doing stuff with pieces or parts or sets, or the only thing that I'm restricted to doing is like, there's occasionally stuff the LUG will put out that's like, this is for ambassadors kind of to know only, until we have more details, or don't just regurgitate this out to your members. Kind of craft it in your own way. Like, if you know members who like this certain thing, there's an opportunity coming up. So there's things like that where there's communication that has to happen. Sometimes just copy and paste. Sometimes it's you gotta kind of finesse it a little bit depending on your group. And sometimes it's information that your group you already know. You're like, my group is not going to care about this.
Right.
But there's also things that a lug has to do, like they have to meet certain requirements.
Right.
They have to meet certain amount of times. They have to show that they're doing stuff for the community. They have to do XXXX. They have to have a certain number of members. There's requirements for the lug itself. The ambassador all it really has to do is like fill out some paperwork.
Okay.
Apply for the things timely, be involved in the LAN, be active, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you need to be a good face for it because like the public will also see when they're searching for groups in your area, you're the contact. You're the one that says, yes, come join our group.
Gotcha.
So it behooves an ambassador to be positive about your group. That doesn't mean they have to be positive about what Lego is doing.
Right.
Necessarily. Like, I can badmouth a set all I want. In general, I think Lego is a fantastic company and they do really good stuff. That's me outside of the ambassador role. That's just me liking Lego. I wouldn't be doing any of this if I didn't like the product.
Right.
I would have given up years ago. Oh, bye, Missy. Take care. Hope we got you before you left.
I did.
It's what's that?
I said I got her before she left.
Okay, cool. So yeah, because we want people, and it's the same reason RFLMs are positive, so that people go buy the Lego. We have to be positive about our group, so people come and join our group.
Right.
So you have to make sure that everybody feels they're included. You kind of have to touch base with everybody. Not everybody's needs can be met because at the end of the day, it's also kind of a volunteer group. Like nobody's getting paid for any of this.
Right.
But there's also the more established a group gets, there's also a board, and that usually takes care of like the rules for the group itself. And then as an ambassador, you're basically just the liaison to the Lego group. Remaining positive for your group is a big thing, but it's also less about the product and more about, the product becomes the group.
Right.
And when you have group members who are negative, it really is hard to kind of stay above that.
Mm-hmm. I get that. Because we have, one of our lug members, she's an ambassador, and I just never asked like what do you need to do for it or whatever. It just hasn't come up.
I mean, it's not a ton of work. I think in a lot of cases it feels like you're the de facto leader of the lug. That's not really the case, at least for our group. We've tried to, our previous ambassador was kind of the leader of the lug. People went to him for answers for everything. He kind of ran a lot of the events, but since then there's a growing number of people. James is one of them who have kind of taken on a role. He's also on the board. We've got a board of 4 guys right now. 4 people, and one of whom left the group, so some voting is coming up actually pretty soon. And then there's people who are like kind of not in charge because they were asked to do it, but because they kind of default into it to help with like certain events. And we always encourage people to, like, if you've got an idea for an event, or if you want to run something, or somebody approaches you because they know you're into Lego about doing something, do it. That's your project. Make it your project. It doesn't have to go through any of us to be run. You can handle it all. And then all I need to do as an ambassador say, cool, let me know the dates. I can put it as an event on the LAN calendar. Make sure the rest of the lug knows. Everybody's got an opportunity to be involved. If it's something that requires us to have like pieces or parts or sets or something for that, I can provide out of the support that we get. That's kind of the whole point of the support, is to be able to support people doing that. So if like you get 4 or 5 volunteers to do all the work on this one event, they're gonna, here's some support for what you did on this. Kind of its role. It has sort of become here we're going to give out free stuff at meetings, but I'd rather be able to like hand it out at events to the people who actually do stuff.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know what your ambassador's answer is going to be.
It would probably be very similar. Like that I can tell from her personality and style of doing things. That's pretty much what it would be.
Yeah. And it does take kind of like, there's a couple people in our group who I think would be good ambassadors only because they really are involved, but I don't know that they have the personality to do it. Like, I feel like it's a slightly outgoing thing. Like, you have to be engaging and you have to like talk to a lot of people and kind of bring people into the group and make sure everybody, feels heard and seen and, that kind of stuff. And that's one of the hardest things that I've had to do is work with people in the group who are a little quiet, and kind of need to be brought out of their shell and, make them realize that, this is a safe space. It's just, we're just all Lego nerds here. So
some of us more nerdy than others.
Yeah. But you also don't want to like alienate people. We had an issue recently where one of the members felt like they weren't being seen or heard or were treated unfairly, and it really hurt me because first of all, it took me completely by surprise because I'd always felt like this person was like one of the core members of the group, and it turns out they felt like the core members of the group were treating them poorly. And it just kind of came out of left field, and I was like, and I know it wasn't always the way, but because I had newly taken over as ambassador, I was like, is this something that I did? Is this something that's been going on for a while?
Right.
But it was also kind of like, there were certain things that were said that's kind of like, there's nothing I can say to make this better. I feel like this person may need some help where I cannot provide that level of help. But again, it's like when you work so hard to make sure everybody feels included and feels like they have not a job to do, but like has a stake in the group and wants to do stuff with the group and wants to, be involved and everything. And then to hear that, you're like, what? Where did that come from?
Yeah, I can see how that just something like, especially whenever it's just like seemingly out of nowhere, it's just kind of like, like what am I doing? Or like, what am I doing wrong? Or what, whatever.
Well, and I've also like, I don't want to get too deep in it because I'm trying to move past it because there's almost literally nothing I can do about it.
Right.
I've approached them. We've had other people approach them and say, we're kind of out. We've kind of not really sure what happened. Is there anything you guys, is there anything you need? Is there anything we could do better? Blah, blah, blah. And then they kind of turned our words against us and made it seem like we were terrible people. And it's just like, I can't, at that point you're like, all right, I'm dealing with somebody who can't, there's just no resolution to this for me. So I'm sorry that you're out of the group, but I can't, I tried.
Well, see, that lends itself at that point where you're kind of like, okay, did they really have, legitimate beef, or like, because it could be one of two things. It could be someone that's like, I just kind of want things my way, like especially if it was someone that you seemingly felt was included in stuff. Like, is it just they're having quote unquote a tantrum or whatever, or is it they legitimate feel this way and like. If that's the case, I mean, like, there's no pleasing some people, you know what I mean? Like, no matter what you do, unless they get there, and even then they'll, a lot of times they can complain.
Yeah. I think this is more of a mental health issue. This person had never, like I've known this person for many, many years. and like our daughters even knew each other in college.
Yeah.
Just kind of coincidentally, they both went to the same college and both were doing some similar stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So when this happened, I felt like, well, I really don't know. First of all, I don't think it was anything personal. I don't think anyone was specifically gunning for them, wanting to make them feel not part of the group. I really do think that some past history of theirs and some medical issues and some mental health issues kind of led to this.
Like all at once just kind of came together.
Yeah, so there were some other issues that this person and his family were having at the same time, and they were kind of already backing away from the group because they couldn't make it. And so a lot of us were like, just let us know if you need any help. They designed the last project support we had, which was a big castle, and to a person in the group, everyone loved this castle. Everyone thought it was great. It looked good when it was all set up. It was pretty well designed considering the part limitations. Everyone was excited about it. I felt like because of that, they had been seriously involved in the group. They were always helpful during the convention. So I feel like this is kind of how I deal with my brother too. I love my brother to death, but he is bipolar and he is undiagnosed and he is not seeking any treatment, but he has like the worst, everybody's against me, the world is terrible, you all suck, to why can't we all get along, what happened to family, it's just like these
right.
peaks and
One extreme
valleys.
to another.
And I've talked to his wife, and I've talked, and Beth and I have talked to a couple of people, like some friends, and we're just like, is he going to get help ever? And they're like, no, he's just going to be like this the rest of his life. We're like, all right, well.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So I think there's some similar issues going on. But again, I'm not a mom. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not the group counselor. I'm not. This is what I get into as like the ambassador bit is like, I'm not a group counselor. I'm not employed. I'm nobody's boss. If there are interpersonal conflicts between you and another member, you and that other member you guys work it out.
You're adults.
Yeah. If you need help mediating, I'll gladly help mediate, but I'm not here to solve your problems.
Right.
And I think there came a point where their problems were them, and I'm not trying to dissuade or not trying to dismiss any of their problems, but their problems just became too big to remain in the group. So that's kind of what happened.
Okay. And I think that naturally happens whenever, like, for someone that is the ambassador, because
it just kind of rolls up to you. Yeah.
Yeah, because, well, you figure you're getting the word from Lego. And so, ultimately it's like, well, you listen to the lug, but the lug still was following Lego as well. So it kind of goes hand in hand, so to speak, that you're not in charge, but you are.
Yeah. Well, and that's like usually the meetings that we have will be also, because I'm a theater kid who does not shy away from like speaking to people in big groups. It's the one-on-ones that I have a hard time with, but I do not. Oh, really? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that Saturday.
Oh. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. So, but yeah, because there's sometimes news, like not everybody checks their emails, but they'll go to the meeting. So I want to make sure that, hey, this is the news that has come from the lug. Here's the events that are coming up. We have a person who usually will talk about what's going on with the board, if there's any issues or if there's any events or there's any information. We also have somebody that will talk about like the interactions with hospitals. We have somebody who will talk about like our build opportunities for the next month or like what the meeting's going to be about for the next month. So like everybody has a role, and my role is basically get the meeting started, ask people questions, and then forget about 30 to 40% of what needs to be said so other people can remind me. But there's also a lot of stuff that the land does that I have to kind of remind people, oh, this is coming up. Oh, this is coming up. Oh, this is, AFOL days are coming up. Lug bulk's going to come up. We've got a project that's coming up. That's generally like my job. Outside of that, does anybody have any ideas for some events that are coming up? Anybody talk to any libraries? Anybody talk to any schools? Any ideas for something that we can as a community do? So, but then I come home and I build and I don't think about it for 28 more days, and it is what it is. I didn't put the legs on this yet, but the stream's almost done, so there's your van. No stickers.
So Vab, how's it coming using those instructions?
I got the body done.
It's pretty neat. The couple of techniques that they use for the arms and for the legs. I think it's really well built and designed.
Well, I want to know the technique for making the body slightly tapered.
Oh, it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And he just did it.
The hinge. I'll have to look at the instructions and look at it later.
Well, yeah. I was gonna say, if he can just take that off, you'll see. It's pretty neat. There it is.
That's all it is. It's literally technique.
Wow. You say that's all that is. That's actually quite clever.
It is. It's very clever.
Oh, that just makes me want to throw everything that I have away. Don't you hit like some techniques where you're like, God, that's so great.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I hate my life. Why am I trying so hard?
And just seeing that and how it was done, I'm like, go scroll up in the instructions and show them just like the piece, like how it was put together. Like they that's right, that's the bottom part with the legs. The legs are, like I said, are really cool too. So there's the two pieces kind of going together.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's built individually, and then it kind of you make the cage all at once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just drop it in there and then you cover it up. It's just
the math to get the Technic pins from one hole to another. That would drive me. That would work on that for like 2 weeks.
You would, because you'd be like, all right, do I need to go up here? No. Do I need to go left a little bit? No. All right, is the angle too much? Oh man, yeah.
And I would give up in studio and go do it in real life and figure it out in like 10 minutes.
Yep, exactly.
That's super cool.
I don't think I can get to the head tonight, but at least.
Do you have his feet on?
Yeah, everything's backwards.
Oh. I saw that. I was like, is it Spaceballs where he says, why didn't somebody tell me my ass was so big?
Yeah, it's really, I mean, it's like I said, it's really good how it all kind of goes together. And it's perfect.
James, was the guy that we had at Brick Rodeo, was he the guy who designed this? Because he was there with the, or is it somebody else? Because he was there with a couple of these to kind of give away, but he was also talking about like the process of going from like a sketch to the design to then like the people who take the design and actually make it into a model. Mm-hmm. He was there to talk about like the Lego house and stuff like that too, and he was fascinating. I forget his name, Stuart something. He was a hoot, this British dude, and I was like, man, I wouldn't get you drunk. He was like an older British guy. I was like, come on, let's go to the bar.
The funny thing about it too is like the articulation is exactly how a Lego person should be. And like the hands rotate, the arms move about there at the correct angle that they should be, the legs move as they should.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that was like super important. Oh yeah, I don't think you were at that one. This was just a talk you gave. There's either the pirate game or the robot draft was after hours.
There was a weird technique they did for the head though.
To make it head shaped.
No, not even for that. Like for the neck. Sorry. So there is, if you look in, I don't know if you've done this part yet, Vab, but if you look where the circular part is that allows his head to rotate, take that off. The okay, you didn't put it in. So there is a little too long Technic pin that they just drop in there, and that's it. It doesn't connect to anything.
Oh, really?
It just gets dropped in. So you put the oh yeah, it'll be on the instructions. Wherever
I
it is
didn't
for the
see it
neck.
on the instructions. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, right there. See? So that pin doesn't make anything tougher or anything like that. It just is dropped in there and then it's covered.
Huh.
It's almost like just a little extra strength, I guess. I don't know how.
Yeah, because normally when you see a pin that doesn't really connect, they're gonna put a bar through it.
Yes.
That's
But
interesting.
Yeah, it's just a too long. And I dropped it. I forget who on stream when I was actually building. Oh, I was talking with Ficken when I was building this, and he was like, "That is the weirdest thing." He's like, "But I remember seeing that in some of the other, I guess like the Harry Potter builds, like they did like these kind of figures or whatever.
Right.
They're a little bit shorter and smaller, but they did that exact same thing." He said in that, and I'm like,
those turntables are a bit wobbly. They can be a bit wobbly if they're not like the locking kind. I'm wondering if that's just to keep that a little more stable, I guess. I don't know.
I've used this technique before, and using it with this thin turntable right here. This is
a locking one.
This is a solid connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're trying to pry it off. That's how.
Yeah. I can't take those apart.
Yeah.
That is really interesting.
Yeah, there's a couple really neat techniques that they put in this.
But that feels like something where they built it and something happened. They went, "How do we fix this?" And they're like, "Well, what if we just put a floating pin in here? That should fix it." And they're like, "Yeah, but it's not connecting to anything." It's like, doesn't matter. It's going to be covered.
It's probably along the lines of a child's safety lock.
Maybe.
But it doesn't. I mean, like, it doesn't keep anything from being pulled off or anything, because it's not. I mean, like, it's just floating in there. There is no, like, unlike the arms. The arms, like, they're stuck. They go so far, and they just kind of hang out there. That is just floating in there. It's not, pushed into anything like as a plus or anything. It's just there. It is.
I wonder if because the weight of the head that it's acting as an additional support to keep that turntable from being stressed, like collapsing or something. Because the body's pretty hollow to get that angle for the arms. So I'm wondering if they just like a little additional, like not a stent. What am I thinking of? Just like a fifth table leg or something in the middle.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess that could be true.
I'm just trying to think of the problem that it would solve by putting it in there.
I do know when I was looking for the Harry Potter instructions for the large one to see if there was any differences, Lego does not have them up on their website anymore. Or
really?
They never have. Yeah, I looked for them. I'm like, oh, well, maybe that was a mistake. I exited out of the browser and went back in and looked through it a different way. And the Harry Potter stuff is not on. You cannot download the Harry Potter instructions.
Wow. I bet it's on Brickset, though.
Oh, it might. Yeah. Ooh. Well, let's look.
I have to go walk a friend's dog, and it's 10 o'clock here, and it's raining. So. It's not gonna be fun. It sucks. But thanks for hanging out, everybody. This was nice.
It was fun.
I liked seeing the figure, and I liked seeing everybody building stuff. I'm a little pissed off about the thing not working. The want list option.
Oh yeah,
I'm hoping they fix that pretty soon. So yeah, everybody go by Vab stream starting at 11 a.m. Central tomorrow. for Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day tomorrow for everybody who celebrates, and thank you for all your service for those who are veterans. For you guys who are in Texas, I will see you Saturday to sort, and everybody else, I'll be back on Sunday to do something. We'll see what happens.
Have a good night, everyone.
Take care, everybody. Have a good